It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up next, it's a cross-conference showdown. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Dallas Cowboys. And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
It's a stadium so big you can easily spot it flying into Dallas-Fort Worth for a game. This is AT&T Stadium here in Arlington. Glad you could join us, football fans, as we get ready for kickoff. It's Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt up in the booth. And Brock, I want you to take us back down to the field. When you were a player, what are these moments like just before the game begins and you take the field for the first time?
Well, you wish you could hit fast forward. You wish you could just get to this, right? Because you are so ready to go. You've done all your work over the course of the week. And I think this is where it is a little different than maybe my era a couple decades ago. These guys visualize. These guys self-talk. There is so much mental work being done. They've already played this game in their mind in many ways, and they're just ready to go.
Justin Hopkins out, ready to send this away. And off we go from Dallas. This is taken in at the 13. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State fourth-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
I don't think I'm alone in this, Kate. To me, Dak is one of the easiest players to root for their success in the NFL. I think for me and for many others, it's based on all he's overcome, from tough playoff losses to significant injuries. But his leadership, his stats, his ability to play like an MVP in big moments, at his best, he really is all you could ever ask for.
First play throwing for Prescott. Throw complete to Lamb. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll be first down, Dallas.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Here's Prescott, first and 10. Brought in by Jake Ferguson. And he's taken down at the 30. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Cowboys first down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. It was Denzel Ward who brought that play to an end.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Dak now from the gun. Has it at the 7. And in for the Dallas touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cowboys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Aubrey now to kick this one away. To return, Jerome Ford. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. And they'll be let out by this promising young signal caller out of the University of Colorado.
Kate, when I watch these rookie quarterbacks running out to open a game, I think of the old World Series great pitcher Cliff Lee. And he made a one-handed play in the World Series and was asked about it afterwards. They said, man, how do you have so much poise? You don't even look nervous on that stage. And he said, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You got to tell yourself you'll be just fine. And these rookie QBs, that's part of the learning curve they're climbing.
Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Going to the ground again on first. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get games like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Staying on the ground with Ford. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
3rd down from the gun. That's going to be caught by Carter. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. They go play action on first. Cut near the goal line. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
Ford. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Browns finish off their opening drive. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series. And then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays. But when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns start off well to tie things 7-7. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Dallas sending its offense out for the second time this game. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. First and 10 now from the 30. First down, here's Dak. Throw secured by George Pickett. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Second and 3 now. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka gets there to take him down. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on second down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a fourth down.
Cowboys punting it away here on fourth, and it's the longtime vet Brian Anger on now. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. Back to AT&T Stadium in just a moment. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. They'll have it here after forcing that punt to end the first. This finds Carter complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 35 out of that one. And that gives the Browns a first.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Big play gets him across midfield, sets him up first and 10 from the 40. From the gun, it's Ford. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That was Micah Parsons making that play.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Second and 6 coming up here. Another one for Ford. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's first and 10. Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. And he's down into the red zone. This run gets to the 18. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Ford running to the right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Shotgun now on third down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play. And not a great choice on 1st down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so 2nd down coming up. Lucky that didn't end as an interception. And that makes it 2nd and goal. Judy will go in motion right. They give up the middle to Ford. And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5. 4 yards on the pickup. They need another 4. 3rd and goal coming up.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
From the gun on 3rd down. To the edge of the end zone. Oh, it's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that brings up 4th and goal.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. A pretty automatic look for him from the left.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Return starts from the 16. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Another drive coming up for this Dallas offensive unit. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st and 10, Prescott. Bails out, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. We're to the 2-minute warning from AT&T. And it's the Cowboys with work to do on 2nd and 12. Trying again following the sack. Ferguson's got it, complete. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock's still running. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete. George Pickens, the intended target. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Running back sent in motion. Has him on the quick hitter. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing on 1st is Prescott. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Another try following the sack. That's Lamb running slant. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Cowboys first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Shakes himself free. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Throwing again is Dak. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. Ooh, play didn't develop like he needed. He goes out behind the line.
That defense, it'll give up that completion every time. They don't just like it, they love it. Because it creates a fun little race between everybody coming downhill to go make that tackle, or in this case, run him right out of bounds.
Prescott now on third down. He's on the move. He's running for it. Now Dallas is going to call its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. The throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Prescott here from the gun. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas! The Cowboys take the lead just before halftime. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cowboys take a 4-point lead. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Back to throw it. That one complete to Njoku. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. One last play before the break. Looking to throw. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. Nice launch on that one, but it falls incomplete. So we've hit the end of two. The Cowboys fighting with a halftime lead here in Dallas. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Cowboys were treated to a fine first half from number 4, quarterback Dak Prescott. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here's Ford on the return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Browns send Jerome Ford ready to begin another drive. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. First and 10 now from the 30. Ford straight ahead. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brought down by Deron Bland. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now they'll throw out of the gun. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Perhaps a bit late breaking towards the ball, but still just enough time to get a finger on it and knock it away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. He's going to throw this one. Short pass brought in. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. The Browns close in and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
We've got enough data now through the years to understand that an explosive play on offense, more often than not, leads to scoring. We also know if you can create a negative play defensively. In a tightly contested game like this, every play matters. And to get that negative play, put this offense on their heels, exactly what this defense needed.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Now here's Prescott. Throw complete to Lamb. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. That was Denzel Ward who brought that play to an end.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
3rd and long for him here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Intended target there was CeeDee Lamb. And that brings up 4th and long. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Browns will go on offense. Markers reset, ball at the 37. We send a man in motion. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. To the ground with Ford. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Here's a give to Ford. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. On the carry, it's Ford. And he gets him around 6 there. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the 1st sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
All right, Cowboys showing nickel set, 3rd down. From midfield now. He beams one deep right side. He connects on the deep shot. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns push their lead to 3. Hawkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Fielded at the 14. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense now headed back to the field. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They've got first down from the 31. Here's Williams to start the drive. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
This is the end of the third quarter. The Cowboys have it, but some work to do in the final frame. They're trailing. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Dak now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day. And he's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the first down.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Running for the marker with Williams. Hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And the Browns pick it up. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
3rd down, you could see he may have been trying to simply do too much to help his side. And loosened his hold on the ball and gave that defense a chance to knock it free. Instead of facing 4th down, they're off the field completely.
Back out now comes the Browns offense. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you can go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. The Cowboys setting out their punting unit. Brian Anger, the one to send it away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Secures this at the 17. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Browns, and they back out for a new series. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running is Ford. And he'll only drive this forward to around the 26. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
And they'll let the clock run all the way down and expire. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Running it after the penalty. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 2 yards on the run, but a tough spot upcoming. We've got 3rd and 12. Throwing from the gun here. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
The Browns are lined up to punt. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. So no return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. The Cowboys offense headed out there. New set of downs for him at the 38. First down, here's Dak. He's going to loft one deep to the left. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the gun is Prescott. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he works this to the 38 before going down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Prescott will look to throw. Getting out to his left. No one around. He's got space. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from Dallas. Cowboys down by only 3. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Dak to the air here. Throwing the out route complete. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Completed over the middle. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
So a big kick coming up for Brandon Aubrey. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So 4th down brings out Brandon Aubrey to try for the Cowboys field goal. It's a 29-yard look right down the middle for him. Looking good, and it's through. And inside the final minute, they've tied this up.
These are the moments, Kate, when you realize how valuable a clutch kicker is. When he's the only guy out there and everybody relying on him, and he delivers.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. And there's enough time left that you can't call it impossible. They're going to need a heck of a play downfield to get in range for a possible game winner. First and 10 now from the 30. Setting up to pass. And that's going to be incomplete. Still time for a couple of plays, though. 15 seconds left. David Njoku, the guy he was looking for. So it's 2nd down coming up. To throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. He'll look to throw it. Got a man, it's Njoku. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. So everything comes down to this from Dustin Hopkins. And a timeout's called. We'll have likely just a final play. Only 6 seconds remaining in this one. Now it all comes down to the veteran, confidently marching out for this moment. From the right hash, this is going to be a 51-yarder. It has enough leg, and it's good from deep. And that, folks, is your game winner.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down, Brock, and that brings this ball game to a close. So the Browns will take this win home with them. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a well-earned win for the Browns as we say so long from Dallas.